Good morning, students. Last class we have seen about advantages and disadvantages and design of heating element. Okay. Now this class we are going to discuss about methods of electric heating. Okay. And make a chart that is about electric heating methods. There are two types majorly: power frequency heating and high frequency heating. Power frequency heating and high frequency heating. Again, power frequency heating is classified into three types. Though are resistance heating, arc heating, electron bombardment heating. Election, election or electron bombardment heating. Okay. Again, the resistance heating is classified into three types. That is an direct resistance heating, indirect resistance heating, infrared or radiant heating. Next, arc heating is again classified two types: direct arc heating and indirect arc heating. Okay. Coming to high frequency heating, induction heating and dielectric heating. Next, again induction heating is classified into two types. Those are direct induction heating and indirect induction heating. This is the methods of or classification of electric heating. Okay. Now we will see one by one. First one is that power frequency heating. Majorly three types. In that first one is that resistance heating. Keywording resistance heating. Okay. When electric current is mode to pass through a high resistance body or substance, a power loss takes place in it. Okay. When electric current is to pass through high resistance body or substance, it will take losses. The result in the form of heat energy. That result is that in the form of heat energy. Okay. This method of heating has wide applications such as driving and booking of hoteliers, commercial, domestic cookings. Okay. The application point of view such as drying and booking of hoteliers, next commercial and domestic. Okay. The resistance heating again further classified into three types. Already I have seen that classification. That is an direct resistance heating, indirect resistance heating, and infrared or radiant heating. After that, keep reading. First one, direct resistance heating. Then make this figure. So among this classification, figures are most important. Based upon the figure, you can explain the theory. That's all. No need to write additionals. So first you need to represent figure in neatly, then after you have to express whatever the representation of in your figure. Okay. See that figure is consisting of electrical supply, electrodes, so these two called as an electrodes. Next, high resistance powder, next furnace, next charge. Okay. This is the figure. In this method, the material for a charges to be heat is transferred as resistance current is passed through it. The charge may be in the form of a powder, small solid pieces or liquid. So first see that figure. The charges will be concluded the bigger stones likewise. Then after that will be converted into here electric resistance powder. Instead in the charge and connected to either AC or DC supply as shown in above figure. Okay, obviously two electrodes will be required in the case of an DC or single phase AC supply. Either you can use AC supply or three phase AC or DC, no problem. When the charge in the form of a small pieces, a powder of high resistivity material is sprinkled over the surface of the charge, avoid the short circuit. Heat is produced. Okay. So simple direct heating, just we are taking a two electrode, that electrodes we have to electrodes, and we have to give that supply to that electrodes. We take a one furnace, and that furnace consists of high resistance powder. Then directly we can use that either AC supply or DC supply directly to inject it into that furnace. That is an direct. So next one, indirect resistance. It is an quite opposite. It is an quite indirectly react. So similarly you can say that direct approach and indirect approach. Now here also indirectly approach to electric heating. See that picture, that is an electric supply. Next jocket part, and next case, and highweight, and cyclone. Next resistives. The current is passed through a resistance element which is placed in that electron woven. So the resistor placed in electron woven, not only is the directly supply is connected to the electrodes pass through heating element. The heat is so produced delivered into the charge either by radiation or convection by the combination of a two. Sometimes resistance is placed cylindrically which is surrounded by the charge placed jockets as shown in above figure. This is that provides uniform temperature. Moreover that control can be provided. Previous one is the directly heating. Now here it will be going to be as indirectly heating. Okay, that is for second one. Next third one is that infrared or radiant heating. See, in this method of heating, the heat transfer takes place from surface to body of heat is through radiation. For a low and medium temperature applications, we are showing resistance wovens. Okay. Next, the main advantage of this radiant heating is that heat absorption remains is approximately constant. The main advantage compared to those two, the heat is absorption is constant whatever the changes temperature, whereas within that ordinary over that heat dissipation falls every temperature of the chain drives. Okay, next one, advantages of radiant heating or infrared radiant heating. Okay, rapid heating. First advantage is that rapidly heating. Next, compactness of heating unit. Compactness and convenient. Next, flexibility. Minus flexibility. Okay, this method of heating founds wide applications. First application is that drying point of radio cabinets and wood furniture. Second application is that free heating of a plastic prior to molding. And third application is fitting of the thermoplastic sheets and drying of a paper and textile industries. Okay, these are that advantages of radiance heating. This is completely about the resistance heating. Okay, the next class we will see about induction heating. Already that resistance is completely over, and next class we are going to discuss about induction heating. Okay, thank you.